Jamie Foxx is a legend, in my opinion. Jamie Foxx is a great actor, a very talented singer, a funny comedian. Man, Jamie Foxx is that dude. And he did something really weird recently. And so here's a clip. I'm gonna play it for y'all. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Took some enhancements.
Wait, what?
I took some enhancements to go on stage because I thought since Richard Pryor did enhancements.
What are they?
You don't do that. Don't implicate yourself.
I was going to do some.
That's the right question. What are enhancements? Steroids? He took steroids before getting on stage? What does Jamie Foxx mean by he took enhancements? Let's find out.
Enhancements.
It's like a clone blocker.
Like cocaine? Like a beta blocker?
Okay. Some people call it cocaine.
Some people
don't call it that.
And some people don't.
Some people call it enhancements. I just want to be on the record.
No one calls
No.
No one calls it enhancements.
I want to go.
I appreciate that everybody else in this room was like, no one calls that enhancements. It is what it is. You took what you took. Booger sugar, says David. Exactly. Let's get back to Jamie Foxx, but yes, booger sugar, exactly.
On the record to say I hate cocaine. I just like how it smells. Okay. Whatever it was that I did.
Yo, saying you like the way that it smells is hilarious. That is a funny joke, whether he was being silly or not. I'm getting a text here. I will read that text in a minute. Let me just finish this Jamie Foxx. But liking the way it smells is wild.
Okay, this is going to get me over the hump. So I went on stage and I said, I killed that shit. And this is when Marcus King was my manager. And I said, King, I know we recorded that shit. Let me see that shit. He said, you want to see it? And he played it back. And I was, and he was like, he says, and this is a different version of it. He says, sometimes when you think you're killing, it's not, that's what it is. Because we've all had those sets where, oh, that shit was out. And you look back at it, oh, we were a little maybe too loose. I took some enhancement.
All right, so there it is. That is from the Hollywood Reporter. Dash doing the work behind the scenes. Dash, okay. 1 second. All right, Dash, I see you. It says here from Hollywood. So that's a clip from the Hollywood Reporter. And Dash sent me, there's an article as well. I see y'all are in the comments. I'll respond in a second. The article says cancellation, conspiracies, cocaine, Jamie Foxx, Sarah Silverman, Seth Meyers let loose on the THR's stand-up comedy roundtable. THR, the Hollywood Reporter. Stand-up comedy roundtable. 6 top comics, including Hassan Minaj, Chelsea Handler, and Roy Wood Jr., on finding the funny in tragedy, death, and losing the Daily Show. And so they were all having this chat when this came up. Thank you, Dash. I think that provides enough context. Right there. And so, Dave says, LOL 2025, I guess all secrets being hung outside the closets. Dash says, apparently. I just felt like when I saw this clip, I was befuddled. I was confused. I didn't understand. Why would you say this on a public platform? Why would you snitch on yourself? I didn't get it. I mean, yeah, all right, whatever. You be honest and say, there were times when I did stuff and it messed up my performance. Maybe that was a better way to say it. But to say the name of the thing you took, I don't want to keep saying it because I think YouTube will flag it, but to keep saying that you took booger sugar and to keep talking about how it affected you and saying the name over and over and over and over and over, I don't understand that. Because you could have just said I took drugs, right? You could have just said, I realized I took a couple drugs and I realized it didn't help my performance. It actually hurt my performance. That's all he had to say. He didn't have to say what he did and how it smells and all of that stuff. I mean, I know the how it smells thing was like a joke, but I just didn't understand why he would do that. Dash says, yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and say the quiet part out loud. I wouldn't have had this conversation with my white coworkers. One thing about Dash, Dash gonna throw some racy stuff in there. Yeah, I mean, it was like half the room was white. Yes, this is true. That was weird to me. Yeah, half the room was white, clearly. But then maybe then half was not. And maybe Jamie Foxx has a long-standing relationship with these people. That even would be fine. But my thing is on camera, right? When the cameras are off, we're gonna say whatever to our peoples, our friends, people that we trust. And that's fine, if that's what you want to do. But getting on camera and saying like the things that he said, I just don't understand that. I feel like that's a weird thing to do. Why would you do that? I didn't understand that. He had to know these clips would make its rounds. He got to know Hollywood Reporter is messy enough to spread it. And it's Hollywood Reporter's show, right? So if it's their show, they're going to make sure that it's promoted, and you gave them what they want. Let's be real. When you do these type of shows that go to the internet and you slice it up for social media clips, you want that moment. You want a moment where it's going to be clickbaity, where it's gonna make the rounds, it's gonna possibly go viral. Anytime there's a moment like that, as an editor, as a person who's running a show, you're looking for those moments. So why would you give them the moment? I don't understand. I don't know. I wonder, did his accident or whatever happened when he was sick, did it affect some things? And I'm not joking. I truly wonder that, because I don't think sane Jamie Foxx would be so comfortable to do this. So I just don't understand why this would be done. If y'all have thoughts, I'm open to them, but I just was confused as to why this would be done. Dave says, yeah, it was stupid. Everyone always talk about how talented he is. I think it'll try dirt on that. Oh, throw. You mean throw. It'll throw dirt on that. Yeah, like he's so talented. He can do so many things. To speak about using the C word, I don't understand why you do that on such a public platform, because it's not like he did it on some rinky dink small podcast. Like, he did it on a huge platform. And even if they weren't huge at the time, Hollywood, which I've seen clips of this show before, they're going to push that type of clip. That type of clip is going to get pushed, promoted, paid advertising, because you said something that people are going to be taken aback by, be shocked by, something that people, it's not necessarily clickbaity, but it's like, there's a term for it. I can't think of it right now, but you said something shocking. And so they're going to push that clip so more people see it. I just don't understand why he would say that. And especially he said it so many times. Because, he maybe say like, yeah, I did coke, I did weed, I did this, I did that. He might could let it slide, but he just kept saying it over and over and over. I don't get it. But yeah, so that's our first topic. Jamie Foxx, man. I don't know what's up with that. Dave says the only reason I could think about is maybe he in that Diddy paperwork doing it. All right. I mean, it's possible, but I still wouldn't say that. I mean, it's one thing to get subpoenaed, and then you have to say, yes, I was at the party doing this and I witnessed that. But this ain't a subpoena. This is just him on camera kicking it with some other comedians. Maybe they're his friends, maybe they're not. I don't know, but I don't see the reason for this. I think that was a weird moment. I think Jamie Foxx slipped up right there.